Two NL East rivals. We'll see the Miami Marlins as they play against the Washington Nationals. And here we go now to Washington to join Gary Thorne for the first pitch.
National League Baseball, the Washington Nationals at home. Glad to have you join us. Tuesday night edition of Major League Baseball on 2K Sports. Everyone just settling in. National fans on hand. Our starting pitcher for Washington. And Steve, what's he got in his mind as he goes up against Miami?
Well, not one of the better right-handers on the mound right here against a lineup that can put some runs up on the board. If he throws it over the plate, this lineup can do some damage. So he's going to have to really work the corners and rely upon his movement.
Here's the offense for Bud Black. Any of these bats stand out, John?
But he can get lost in the shuffle of the team that he's on. But day in and day out, Ike Davis produces. A big guy, he's going to be a huge power guy once he learns the pitchers in the league.
And Mayberry batting. Well, Marlins coming in off a loss. They really were hoping for a sweep. Still 2-1 against the Cardinals.
Well, these guys are focusing on each and every game, and I like how they've kept right at the division race, even with a lot of games left. Now just one game out of first place.
We settle in our first inning rolling with one strikeout. Now, certainly for this ball club, plenty of time for them to do what needs to be done to get ahead of that team they're looking up at.
Oh, it absolutely is, and they know that, you know, we're just
Oh, he's trying to steal second. It's fouled away. He's running towards second. Hot shot towards the hole. The second, there's one. And two, a double play. Nice pickup on that one, then around for two.
That's like infield drills in the pregame, except this time they got 2 outs. Nice work to get the double play.
Anthony is the batter. Smashes that one towards the shortstop. He'll throw on to first, and that'll do it for this half inning. And a good half inning. They're gone in short order in this one. And the Nationals getting ready to start this one off. It will be Brad Peacock on the mound. For Miami, he'll be starting. Steve, as he gets going here against Washington in their bats, what are we going to see?
Now we got a good right-hander on the mound and a good lineup that he's facing right here. And it's going to come down to execution on either side to see who prevails. Doing some damage from the batter's box these last few games. Going 6 for his last 14 at bats.
Oh, Taylor, here we go. And his throw, he is out. Great throw. Let's take a look at that steal.
Came in with a curveball right there, but the catcher does a nice job getting the transfer from his glove to his throwing hand and makes the accurate throw to throw out the stealer.
Got him swinging with that curve. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a swing. It's popped up. And that one's put away to retire the side. So no run. And if you just joined our broadcast, great to have you on board. 2K Sports Major League Baseball. I'm Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Kruk. And it's Wynn batting. He'll get things started here in the home half of the second. 1 away. Here are the stats with the most Ks around the league, brought to you by State Farm. Number 1, the Marlins. The Pirates 2nd. The Rockies 3rd. 4th, the Dodgers. And in that 5 spot, it's the Giants.
Well, clearly the staff
I think with 1 out here, Steve, we might see him bunt.
Well, with the pitcher coming up, I think you have to expect they're going to sack.
Oh, he takes off for second. He squares around and he gets this one down. Apollinario in time for the out.
Now listen, pitchers don't hit the ball as well as position players do, but you can still impact the game with productive outs. Good bunt.
And boy, will he be happy if that comes around to score.
That's going to make the manager very happy right there.
And Mayberry batting. Walked at his last plate appearance. And this at bat already 0-1. First pitch was a strike. Now's he swinging a liner to right center. And that's through a base hit. He's around third, heading for the plate. And he comes home. That's it. We are tied. Grimmage is batting. Now, Steve, this offense, you want momentum going your way. It looks like they've got it.
Gary, that was a big at-bat right there. Coming up and bringing them back even here early on. Nice job.
That's all it took, and that brings us to that proverbial brand-new ball game. Contact. That one high in the air, but that's going to be foul down the right side. There's a swing and a liner. A run comes home.
This might be the end of the line for him now. 3 straight hits. He looks exhausted out there right now.
Anthony gets a shot here. Well, they've done themselves quite a job here. This is a nice push at this point of the ball game to get out in front.
Look, you can't open.
There he goes for second. Taps this one foul off to the left. Quick check at first, and he holds him at first base. He's running, heading for second. And he is out, trying to take second. They pick up 2. Apollinario is the batter now. And now let's take a look at a breakdown of how this guy has been mixing up his pitches so far in this one. What stands out, guys?
Yeah, the thing about it is he's keeping his team in the game. And aside from a few mistakes he's thrown, he's done a pretty good job of mixing things up.
Yeah, it's been fairly consistent in this game. The variety of pitches has been good. And most importantly, his choice of when to go with a certain pitch has been effective.
Curveball just off the black, and it's 2-1. Last game a loss for Washington. So the story there, a tough 3-game set going 0-3 against the Dodgers in L.A.
Well, this ball club's been getting it done all year, and it hasn't changed in August.
This month of August is a time when maybe this ball club can put away a postseason opportunity.
Well, absolutely is. And I tell you what, you're going to start talking about magic numbers and when they're going to clinch. Well, even if he doesn't get a hit here in this at-bat, the fact that he's making the pitcher work, 2-2 count, enables everyone around him in the dugout to see every pitch he's throwing, because he's throwing the kitchen sink trying to get this strikeout. He just fouled off that low pitch.
Tough pitch to lay off that time. Full count, 3-2. We'll take a quick look here at how he's been mixing up his placement of pitches.
Well, how can you complain about what this guy has done today? I mean, most of the game he's been locked in.
You know, in respect to how he's been mixing up his location, he's doing it enough to keep the hitters off balance and keep them guessing, wondering what's coming next.
Swing and a miss on the breaker, 1 down.
Well, that curveball is an unhittable pitch. It's either a take pitch, or if you swing at it, you swing and miss. 2 straight strikeouts on the big hook.
Now Ramos sets the target. Swung on, popped way up to shallow right. And that one's put away to retire the side. So they pick. It's going to be Marrero now, and he's got the most hits in the National League. And he starts him out. Fastball just misses, 1-0.
Well, he's having some kind of offensive season, Gary, really in the middle of everything this team's doing offensively.
He makes contact, line drive, and that is in there. The tying run is on base.
Well, a nice piece of hitting right there. You get on base to start the inning with no outs, and you know, all it does is you want to just keep the line moving if you're the guys behind him.
And Ramos now will come to the batter's box.
As we talked about it before the game, a tough stretch for him right now, going just 7 for his last 50.
And towards the end of July is when his production came to a halt. Just not a lot of luck for him at the plate since then.
That's 1 down. We go down to a list of pitching staffs who have been stellar for the last 10 days. State Farm, our leaderboard. The Braves, number 1. The Dodgers in 2nd. In 3rd, the Mets. Phillies 4th. And we've got the Marlins ranked 5th.
We take a look at these low ERAs, and I think it really points to the fact they have depth in their pitching staff. The starting pitching and the bullpen have been getting the job done, really limiting the opposition. Takes so much pressure off the offense.
It's the curve by him that time. He's in control with that 0-2 count.
Well, the pitcher's way ahead. He's got some room here now to play with some pitches. Don't be too fine giving him something good to hit.
Changeup, swung on and missed. That's the out, number 2.
Well, a great job getting it 0-2. That third pitch, unhittable.
Guess he figured, why waste the pitch, save the arm? He did.
Nice job.
Kalish will look for something to hit now as he stands in. Singleton scored his last time around. Liner between 1st and 2nd, and that's going to do it. Bell there. No runs on a hit, and they'll strand it. Great to have you with us here tonight. These fans are at the ball yard dealing with some pretty frigid weather. They're bundled up.
Boy, we have seen Peacock put on an absolute show dominating this lineup.
How's he delivering on these first pitches? Let's swung on, hit. There's Bell. And his throw is in time. First out of the inning.
A well-hit ball. The second baseman easily takes care of it, though. Throws it over. This guy makes it look easy. Let's take a look at the rankings right now and see how the Washington Nationals are doing. First in batting average, second best in hits, and they're number 2 in on-base percentage, giving themselves opportunity after opportunity, getting people on and trying to score runs.
Swing and a bouncer up the middle. Mayberry throws to first. He's retired. That's 2 down.
Routine ground ball to short. He makes it look routine, retires another.
And we've got Cook batting. That one goes foul. Fouled away. Grounded up the middle. He dives, and he's up with it. Throws in time to first. What a play. It's called short work of 3. Took 6 pitches. Miami 2, Washington 1. And Mayberry batting. He's going to get us started here in the 6th. The first pitch. Swings and misses the slider. 0-1.
Well, a great pitch and a great strike right there to get that pitch down and away. Look, you can throw it out there consistently. You keep doing it, you're going to have a lot of success.
Hit sharply towards the hole. He stops at first. It'll be a single.
0-1 mistake right here. He throws it over the heart of the plate, and he pays for it. Well, the National League has some real tough teams, guys. Here where the Miami Marlins sit right now. First in home runs, first in runs, and they're also the #1 team in slugging percentage. That ability to drive the ball in the gap and take the extra bases. It's all about power and slugging for this lineup.
Strike started off the at-bat 0-1. Oh, he's running, taking off for second. He is safe at second base.
We didn't have a particularly big league that time, but those legs got going. He was able to beat the throw.
Curveball got him one away.
Well, it's a huge breaking ball at 78 miles per hour.
Fantastic piece of pitching to get that out, John.
Well, that's the part of pitching you love. He's looking for a fastball. He's expecting a fastball, and then just drop one right off the table. What a pitch.
Anthony settles in. Called out on strikes in his last appearance. Out in front on that one, strike 1. The pitch from Cook. And it goes foul. Hey, he's trying to steal third. Slider swung out and missed. 2 down. No runs, 1 hit, and no one left on base. And coming up, we'll see Herring in the box. How's he getting these first? First pitches across. Well, let's take a look.
Well, throwing a first pitch strike is critical to success.
Here's the pitch. A swing line to left center. And that's a base hit. Davis on board. He's going to try to stretch it. Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen.
It's going to be Taylor. There he goes towards second. Hit hard to second. And it gets through. Finding a way to get on base today his 3rd time. Take the risk, and sometimes it pays off, and it does there.
Well, I tell you what, it's a risk. There's no question about it. He got in safely, but I have to consider whether it's a risk worth taking. Well, not a good situation to find yourself facing right here on the mound, Gary.
Well, you know he's going to have to deal with this one. You got a couple runners on base, already down a run. You don't want to give up any more.
Now, it's about damage control. Don't give them a crooked number. If they score, only make it 1 and give your team a chance to come back.
The pitch from Cook. Bell, ground ball. He's up with it. Bad throw. Botker gets a shot here.
Well, going to the bullpen right here. That's his chest move. Let's see if it's checkmate.
Struck out swinging last time. 0 for 2 thus far. They don't want to get near the strike zone with this guy at the plate, so he's going to go down to first freely.
In this situation, they decided to play it safe. It's the right move, especially with the way he's swinging the bat.
Ali Mohammadi is batting, and here's a chance maybe to put this thing out of reach.
Well, this at bat right here could pretty much decide this ball game.
Late in the game, key at bat. That's going to bring up Alex Avila. He'll be the pinch hitter.
Well, it's a luxury for the manager having a lefty coming off the bench like this guy. They go to him here, hoping it's the right move against the right-handed pitcher.
To left center, and it gets through. Avila knocking in the run. That's run number 2. There's the throw. Gonna have to take a look here through a cloud of dust on that play at second base.
Well, he rounded first base, going in very, very hard in the second. Feet first slide. He's in there.
And if he hadn't put that slide on, I think they had him.
Well, it's clearly pretty intense out there right now. They're in a major jam, tough situation. The next few pitches could decide this game.
And he's going to do battle here with only 1 away and 2 in scoring position.
You know, he's got to dig down deep right here, Gary. Down 3 runs already. A base hit could put it out of reach. He may think about walking him here to get the double play in order.
Kingray will be the pinch hitter.
Now being brought in now to hit for the pitcher. Hopefully he can get the base hit to see if they can increase this lead.
Here's a swing, a fly ball deep down the line and right. That's the second outing. Runners on the move. And they bring him home. And Mayberry batting. And Steve, the offense continues to produce. They keep building on it.
Well, they're taking advantage of add-on time, and the opportunities are there. They're cashing in, adding on to this lead.
You hope the pitcher's a little frustrated right here. Maybe makes a mistake in a bad pitch and you add to it. He swings and drives this one. And that one's put away to retire the side. They pick up 3 here on 3. And it's Wynn batting. He'll start the home half of the 7th. And we're going to get to see Eduardo Sanchez pitching. He's brought in to take over for the Marlins. Hit in the air to center field. 1 down. You take a look at the Eastern Division standings on the State Farm standing board as we head into the dog days of summer. Nationals in first place. Marlins in the 2nd spot. 3rd place, the Braves. It's the Mets in 4th. And for the Phillies, they are in the last spot. Kalish will look for something to hit now as he stands in. Lined out last time up. Tight rotation there, and it just misses. 1-0.
Gary, 1 out here in the 7th inning. I mean, you have to like the way this is going. They're looking good. The pitcher's throwing strikes. The defense making plays. They've got a big lead. Everything feels good.
On the ground to second. There's Bell. Out. In time for the out. In the batter's box, it's Blanks. Drove in a run earlier in the game. Line towards third and foul. Swung on the fastball, couldn't get to it, 0-2.
Well, it's getting late right now. 2 outs here in the 7th inning, and you know they're down by a bunch of runs. They need to start to get something going right here, Gary.
Oh, tough one to lay off right there, that fastball, 1-2.
Trying to get the ground ball out. You throw that 2-seam fastball away from the hitter, trying to get him to reach and roll over it. He laid off of it here.
Now Avila sets the target. Late break to that thing. Tough to lay off it, but it's 2-2. The slider swung out and missed. Struck him out. Side gone. Good defensive half inning there. No hits allowed. The Marlins still lead. It'll be batters 2 through 4 due up next. Grimmage at the plate. He's going to get us started. 8th inning. Here's a swing and a liner to left center. And in there, second hit for him in the ball game on his 4th plate appearance. Now look at the staffs with the fewest walks allowed for the month. Found on our State Farm leaderboard. Number 1, the Dodgers. The Pirates 2nd. The Phillies 3rd. The Nationals 4th. And at number 5 on the list, the Mets.
Well, these are the teams whose philosophy is throw strike one, pound the strike zone, try to retire hitters in 3 pitches or less. They're getting it done.
Anthony in the batter's box. Struck out swinging his last time up. Well, working on the 0-1 count now.
He must not have eaten.
There he goes for second. Smash towards the middle. That's 1. And 2. They pull off the double play. Davis into the batter's box. He singled and his last at bat. There's a swing and a liner towards the gap in left field. This one into the gap, rolling towards the wall. So there are 2 men down here, but they do get a man in scoring position.
Well, you know, he's feeling pretty good about himself right now. He's generating the first opportunity here with 2 outs to put up a run on this inning following his double.
It's going to be Taylor. He's a perfect 3 for 3 in the ballgame. Here's the first pitch. And it's fouled off. Back up the middle. Look out. Oh, right back up the middle, and the pitcher did not get out of the way. They pick up no runs on 2 hits and strand 1. Now it's time for the Nationals. Home half of the 8th inning. Lombardozzi at the plate. He'll start things off. Bottom half, 8th inning. And Nick Hagedorn is the pitcher as the Marlins bring in their reliever. This one's grounded foul wide of first. He deals. Good power curve there. He's ahead 0-2.
Well, it's getting late right now. They're down a bunch, so they need a big inning here. They can't wait till the 9th to try to come all the way back. They need to try to do something now.
A swing line to left center. That one gets through for a base hit. Here's the August schedule for Miami. Wrapping up on Thursday the series with Washington. Then they'll be off to take on the Reds in the bat of Jay Bruce. Boy, there's some great competition in that set of games. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then they'll continue the road trip for the next series. The Pirates at PNC Park. And quite a bit of time away from home for them over these next several games. Line drive left of the bag and foul. On the way. That's a good spot to miss, but it's a ball, 1-2. 1-2 pitch coming. Slider, that's taken. Strike 3, 1 away.
This pitch has a little life to it at 84 on the gun. It's a pretty good movement. Well, 2 strikes, that's exactly where the pitcher wants to put the ball. But as a hitter, you have to try to fight it off and make contact.
Herring is the batter. He flew out his last time up. First pitch, a tight curveball that breaks away. 1-0. Fastball just misses, and he falls behind 2-0. Fouled off. Now the 2-1 pitch. 2-1 pitch is that sharp curve. That'll draw us even at 2.
Not exactly where he wants to throw this curveball, but It locked the hitter up. He just froze and couldn't deliver.
Dugout wanted that one, but it's full now.
That curveball inside right there. Pretty good pitch, but if he leaves it over the plate, he's going to get hurt.
And it's fouled away. The 3-2 pitch. Slider in there and gets him looking 2 down.
This pitch has a little life to it at 84 on the gun and some pretty good movement.
Got him looking on a breaking ball.
A pitch that moves like that is something that is very useful to a pitcher if he's throwing it with confidence. And you can see that what a weapon that is.
Ryan Zimmerman, he gets ready to swing here with 2 away. We'll try it again here, just 1 for 3 thus far. Now the first pitch. Slider swung on and missed. 0-1.
Well, a great pitch right there. Threw in that slider, hit her just out in front of it. Swung early, came up empty.
Swing and lined up the middle. And he gets that one down. His second hit. 2 for 4 today. This a great situation for some offense.
I tried to go down with that 0-1 pitch, but it gets blasted right back for the.
Now bouncing ball to short. Hagedon. And he throws on to first. That'll retire the side. No runs and a couple of hits and 2 left on. Miami 5, Washington 1. Leading it off, it'll be Josh Bell. And Tyler Clippard gets ready to throw. They've decided it's time to bring a new arm into this one. Swings, hits this one pretty well. Deep right center. They take care of that one.
Well, I followed the scouting reports. They moved the outfielders back before the play, and they were in exactly the right position to be able to make the catch. Good coaching.
Botker up now. He walked and later scored his last time through. Foul! And he swings and hits this one foul. He's going to be the first to bat home half of the ninth. And we've got Mason Tobin out on the mound. They've decided it's time to bring a new arm into this one. This one hit and a long foul ball down the left side. And that's another foul ball. Slurve misses, and it's 1-2 now.
Well, a non-save situation right here in the ninth inning, and they just want to get outs right now. Try to get the first out of the inning. Take away hope as the other team needs to score a bunch of runs. You get an out, you can really deflate them.
Able to set him down there. Chalk that one up as a strikeout for him.
Not much movement to speak of at just 88 miles per hour.
And it's Wynn batting. Last time up, flew out. Strike one. This one's grounded near third, foul. And there's the slurve, swung on and missed, 2 down. That punch out is a big one. Let's see how that affects their chances of winning on the graph. It was not a good-looking swing on that pitch.
Well, good at-bat starts with good swings, and bad at-bats end with bad swings. And I think he'd want that last swing back if he had the choice.
Kalish will look for something to hit now as he stands in. We'll try it again here, just 1 for 3 thus far. Ball. 1-0 on the way. And he looks at a fastball in there, 1-1. 1-1 pitch is a slurve, taken for a strike. 1-2.
Fans are on their feet right now. They know 2 strikes on the hitter. They need to keep this thing going.
And it's in there. Strike 3 call. That's it.
A tough loss here for this crowd today, but boy, do they see some kind of pitching performance from the visiting team.
So the honor is ready to be handled out. Our player of the game, a very deserving candidate. What a pleasure it was to witness the performance we saw from Alex Avila.
Well, you know, if you're going to be a winning team, you're going to have to get contributions from everyone, and that's what happened in this game today. The 8th hitter, and look, he might not be hitting 8th for much longer. He keeps swinging a bat like this. He was the one who came up with the big.
And you don't often get the bats going on the road quite like this. Pretty good offensive attack.
Well, when you're on the road, to have this kind.
It's Emos at the plate. Well, the Marlins with the win last night, and you like to jump out with that first win in the 3-game series. We'll see how they handle Game 2 against Washington.
And this team is on a very, very nice run right now, looking to continue that streak.
Strike 2. Charlie Morton in control now. He's got a few pitches here he can play with if he wants to. They've won 7 out of 10. That's a good run.
Well, it is a good run, but what they want to do is continue this run because as the season goes on, the schedule is going to get a lot harder.
Charlie Morton with another fine inning. He has a shutout going through 4 innings now. Offense has been non-existent on either side in this game so far. And coming up, we'll see the Nationals. Steve, how about the pitching performance so far today?
You know, when he's throwing the ball down on the zone like this, these lefty hitters have to stay behind the ball to drive it. They just don't seem able to do that. They keep swinging and hitting the top part of the ball.
Hit in the air to center field. That's 2 gone. Runner on his way to third. There's the throw. Safe at third. A look at some lineups who have been crushing the ball over the fence for the last 10 games. Our State Farm leaderboard. Number 1, the Reds. The Marlins in second. In third, the Cardinals. Fourth, the Brewers. And 5th best, it's the Dodgers.
Well, some tough lineups right here to pitch against because a lot of power threats throughout the course of these lineups. And they can look for a pitch they can drive. And when they get it, they can take you deep.
Base hit through the infield. Runner should score. Here's Davis stretching it. You love to see this kind of an effort. This is a single that becomes a double.
You take a look at this slide. He goes in very hard into second base, full speed, able to beat a play.
And that was speed. Grimmage in the box now. Well, you always hope you can get this offense going late in the ball game. They have, and they've got a lead.
I'll tell you what, Gary, we're seeing a solid, consistent, professional approach from these hitters, and it's paying off. An awful lot going right, Gary.
Hey, he's trying to steal third. Oh, there he goes. And he swings and hits this one foul. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. That's number 8 in the game. Quite a game being thrown by these pitchers. Finally, some. Washington. Is our city. Nighttime baseball here in the nation's capital on a gorgeous evening. In the batter's box, it's blanks. 0 for 1 thus far. And Ryan Webb is the pitcher as they make the pitching swap. And a strike to start the 5th. We got an 0-1 count. Line drive left of the bag and foul. Swinging a soft grounder towards second. Emus. And his throw is in time. First out of the inning.
He just makes every ground ball to the right side look routine. He scoops up another one and sends him back to the dugout. What a dominating performance we've seen from Morton. Flat out getting it done.
No, let's take a moment to see how this pitcher has been mixing up his pitches. John, Steve, what do you think about how he's done? And his throw gets him. One away.
Well, the National League has some real tough teams, guys. Here where the Miami Marlins sit right now. First in home runs, first in runs, and they're the number 2 team in batting average with runners in scoring position.
Reached second base last time. He had a double up Morton.
Well, he's going to have to change the sequence of pitches that he went to the last time, especially throwing that slider, which is the pitch he got the hit on.
And Steve, he got the second on a double in his last trip up, but no RBIs for him on that hit. Any kind of hit for him here, though, will score that runner on third.
Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen.
It's Emas at the plate. Struck. Well, he's running, taking off for second. Solid contact made, but that foul ball up in the air is going to be off on the right side. Mort, there he goes for second. And he fouls off another one. Hit on the ground towards second. He's up with it. Over to second for one. And two. Double play. No runs, one hit, and no one left on base. Marlins 1, Washington nothing. Top of the lineup coming up. Herring at the plate. He'll lead it off. Home half. We're in the 6th. And Tommy Hunter is the pitcher. He's brought in to take over for the Marlins.
Well, in the late innings, now it's time for the managers to match wits to see who can best utilize his bench and his bullpen to win this game.
Davis making contact, but he'll foul that one away. Davis again fouling it off.
Now, Gary, Washington made the plays that they needed to when they needed to, leading them to victory.
And now, what you say we present an award. It's our player of the game.
Well, you know, sometimes it doesn't matter how many.
And Steve, that ought to send these folks home happy.
On this edition of Thursday Night Baseball, we'll see the Miami Marlins as they play against the Washington Nationals. And here we go now to Washington to join Gary Thorne for the first pitch.
National League Baseball, the Washington Nationals at home. Always looking for the red-hot players. His name in this one, Ryan Zimmerman. Thank you for joining us Thursday night, Major League Baseball on 2K Sports. And their starter, Charlie Morton. So, Steve, what's the consensus as he takes a look at this Miami lineup about what he's got to do?
Well, nothing overpowering about Charlie Morton. But after a very disappointing 2010, he's bounced back and he's learned he needs to use a sequence of pitches, mix up his locations and the velocity in order to keep the hitters off balance.
Here's the lineup for the Marlins. And our scouting report, John, who are we watching for today?
But he can get lost in the shuffle of the team that he's on. But day in and day out, Ike Davis produces. A big guy, he's going to be a huge power guy once he learns the pitchers in the league.
And Mayberry batting. He's the game's first batter, and we're ready to get things started. Swing and a soft grounder towards second. Lombardozzi in time for the out. Got a chance to check out the Nationals now. Let's see what their defense lines up as. Infield, outfield factors in this one, John?
Well, Ryan Zimmerman's a tall guy, 6'5", but he has unbelievable mobility and one of the strongest throwers.
Swung on, hit. Did not get out of the way. Those are scary. In time for the out. But a quick recovery that time gets the out. It's going to be Taylor. Last night, a win for the Nationals. Not necessarily a big concern, but they had lost 5 in a row. So you got to know they feel a lot better after getting into the win column. And he swings and hits this one foul. Swings, lines this one back up the middle. And the throw's in time at first. Mercy, what a play. How about that? Only needed 4 pitches to set down the guys. Tremendous. And out on the mound, we'll see Josh Lindblom. He'll be starting this one for Miami. Steve, as he gets going here against Washington and their bats, what are we going to see?
Well, a good right-handed pitcher on the mound right here facing this lineup.
On the ground to short. Mayberry. Wide throw. Can't get him at first base. Here's the lineup for the Nationals. So who are you looking at, John?
Well, Ryan Zimmerman brings a little bit of everything at the plate. When you look at his size, you think, okay, 400, 500-foot home runs. He can hit him that far, but he's more than just a power guy. He's a guy that works on his batting approach every day. He hits for a better average than what people think, and he's a surprisingly very good base runner for a guy who's not really the fastest guy in the league.
There's the pitch. Wants to get him to golf with that one, but he lays off, and 1-2 count.
Putting it together with a good run here, picking up 7 hits in his last 20 at-bats. Doesn't matter what they threw up there. He's finding a way to get on base. Great patience and discipline at the plate.
And it's in there. Strike 3. Ryan Zimmerman couldn't pull the trigger.
Well, this curveball just drops right off the table. The hitter thought he had a beat on it, then he gave up as it breaks into the strike zone.
It's going to be Marrero now. 0-1. Lifetime only 143 off Miami.
And just hasn't ever been able to get dialed in against this team.
He's running towards second. 0-1. And he is out trying to take second. Gets the out at second base. That's a big out. Takes that base runner off the pass.
Now this catcher's got a great arm. He just gunned it like a cannon down there and going back to the dugout now.
Curveball swung on and missed. The count 1-2. This one's grounded to second. There's Bell. Throws on to first. Side is retired. Nobody left on base. No runs or hits here in this half inning. Nobody on the board yet here in Washington. Davis into the batter's box. And in the National League, top 5 in batting average. Morton sets and throws. Here's a swing and a ground ball. And he'll step on first for out number 1. Fans, next Monday, you can catch another dose of baseball. We'll be in New York to see the New York Yankees. The Detroit Tigers come into town. It'll be a 7 p.m. start time. Anthony at the plate. Really tries to lay into that first pitch, but he misses. 0-1.
He must not have eaten for a long time because he was hungry for this pitch. Problem was, it's a pretty good slider. You swing that hard at a slider, pretty good chances you're going to come up empty.
Good arm action. Circle change, swung out and missed. 0-2.
When a hitter gets fooled, he starts to open up his...
Swings and misses the slider. 0-1. There he goes towards second. Hit in the air to center field. And that gets through for a base hit. Runner around second. He's heading for third. Great opportunity for Miami.
I tried to go down with that 0-1 pitch, but it gets blasted right back for the base hit.
But the way he went after that in the box, Steve, it looked like he might have been guessing down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have to make contact behind in the count. He got a pitch over the heart of the plate. He took advantage of it.
Here's the delivery. And he fouls another one off. The runner's heading home. On the ground to second. Lombardozzi. And he throws on to first. That'll retire the side. They pick. Washington is our city. Nighttime baseball here in the nation's capital on a gorgeous evening. Take a look at what he's doing. On these first pitch to hitters.
The first pitch of an at-bat may be the most critical pitch of the at-bat, especially when you get strike one. He's gotten 6 hitters out today when he's gone 0-1 in the count.
Here's the 1-0. A swing line to left center. And it gets through. Zimmerman knocking in the run. And a second run is in. And he's on board. Credit him with 2 RBIs on the base hit. It's going to be Marrero now. One of the best batting averages in the league. Now Avila sets the target. Here's a swing and a line drive. Teams who have done the best job avoiding outs, the State Farm leaderboard on base percentage. Number 1, the Pirates. The Nationals in second. Third spot, the Cubs. Fourth spot, held by the Marlins. For the Padres, they are in that 5 spot. Ramos hits the ground ball. Mayberry, throw on to second base, forced play, side retired. They pick up a couple of runs on 2 hits. They strand no one. And we're all knotted up here in Washington. Leading it off, it'll be Josh Bell. And, you know, any great pitching coach will emphasize the importance of mixing up your pitch types. Let's see how this guy's been doing in that regard.
Well, he's done it.
Let's see if he bounces back after last night's game, striking out twice. See if he has a little bit more plate discipline.
Oh, Taylor, here we go. There he goes for second. Ball. And his throw, he is out. Great throw. So, Herring up now. He gets across the plate. He leads the entire division in runs. And Nick Hagedorn is the pitcher. They've decided it's time to bring a new arm into this one.
Well, they had to go to the bullpen much earlier than they anticipated, but the starter wasn't getting it done, and you can't let this game get away from him.
Waves at that fastball in the hole now, 0-2.
Well, he's getting the job done this year, no question about it. Such production, so consistent.
The pitch. Swung on, a fly ball down the left field line. Into the corner, likely extra bases. He throws, and he's in there easily. Not in time, in there at third. This is the way you do it. You want to pick up that extra base hit. It's a risk, and it worked.
Well, you could tell he really wanted it. You see him going in hard, diving into third base, just under the throw to make it.
Made a great turn at second base. And it's Ryan Zimmerman. He had a 2-run single in his last appearance.
Is it intentional? Is it not intentional? We'll never really know because nobody will admit it. But one thing we do know, the fastball can hurt.
It's going to be Marrero now.
And with that hit by pitch we saw there, Gary, now
hit sharply down the line. There's one, but he'll hang on to that, so they will get one.
Well, he gets the first out of the inning right there. Now let's see if he can continue to bear down, work his way out of this jam, and keep the score tied.
And Ramos now will come to the batter's box. Ball 1 started off the at-bat. It's 1-0.
Now his 2 RBIs helped contribute to the offense in last night's ballgame.
Now it's 2 away. Here comes the runner for the plate. A run comes home. And it's Wynn batting. Steve really. Good vibes here. Hitting is contagious, and when you do it late in a ball game and get a lead as they have, it's great.
He's been a force at the plate, going 7 for his last 20 at-bats.
Oh, he's trying to steal second. A bouncing ball to shortstop. Lombardozzi. And that is not in time. He's aboard at first. Good offensive chance here.
Well, infield playing back in this situation. A well-hit ball just getting by him for a base hit.
Kingery at the plate. Struck out swinging last time. Here's the first pitch. Hit hard to second. He dives and gets it. And he throws in time for the force at second. Great out. And without that great diving play, there would have been no outs on this shot.
Well, he sucks it up like a vacuum cleaner, recovers quickly, and then the presence of mind to get the out at second base. Now you go back to that injury, Gary, and those are always very difficult ones there. And not much you can do. Sometimes it's just the happenstance of the game that can lead to injury.
Steve, we were talking about the injury. So long as the play is a clean play, even though you don't. Oh, he takes off for a second. Tagged out. Oh, wow. They caught him between bases, ran him down. Out. They pick up no runs on 2 hits and strand 1. And if you just joined us, our broadcast of Major League Baseball on 2K Sports with John. What do you think, Steve? A bunt here?
It's a definite bunt situation with a pitcher up. They've got.
He's running, heading for second, and he lays one down here. And his throw gets him one away.
To be a successful pitcher, you have to be able to pitch and field your position, but you also have to handle the bat, and that's what he did right there.
Now, that number 9 spot, Steve, a lot of people say that's just a waste. That's an automatic out. That's how you take and get something out of it.
That's how you help yourself when you're the pitcher.
Mayberry at the plate now. And, Steve, what's he got in his mind as he goes up against Miami?
Well, Tyler Clippard understands pound the strike zone, very aggressive. He can eat innings in relief or be a one-inning guy and a great strikeout-to-walk ratio.
Fastball got him 2 down.
That's a pretty fast pitch right there, and hard to get that much break on it.
2 straight fastballs. He still couldn't catch up with it.
Well, if a pitcher comes back with a fastball right after he threw one and gets the K, you know he's throwing gas out there.
Well, time to shine right here. Chance to be a hero, Gary.
He homered back in the 3rd. That's caught. Side is retired. And they've got the lead in this. Herring is up now. He'll start the home half of the 7th. He singled his last trip. Now the first pitch, hit up the middle. He dives, he's up with it. And he gets the force at second. That is a tremendous defensive effort. Take a look here on that dive and that force out.
You see him get down on his belly, make the play, then transfer the ball from glove to hand to get the force out at second.
Our State Farm leaderboard, the group of arms who have been lights out over the past 10 games. The Marlins, number 1. The Braves in 2nd. In 3rd, the Phillies. 4th, the Dodgers. And the Nationals are 5th.
Both these pitching staffs have gotten the job done here of late, shutting down the opponent, really limiting the runs scored.
That's a foul ball. Storin with the windup. Slider swung on and missed. Struck him out. That's going to retire the side. And it is that time in modern Major League Baseball. You got that lead late in the ball game. Here's that closer. They can't push any across here in this half of the inning. Now it's time for the Nationals. Home half of the bounced into a fielder's choices last time. Slider swung on and missed. 0-1.
Well, coming down to the wire right here, it's do or die time. You need base runners. Get somebody on. If you get the leadoff man on, it allows you to move them up with a bunt. To sacrifice bunt, you can get them on, get them over, and get them in. This is a critical situation.
is going to come on as a pinch hitter.
Well, now hitting for the pitcher in this situation, he just has to try to get on base and see if he can't get something going offensively.
And that one is a fly ball. This could do it. That's the last out. This ball game is now over.
Gary Washington made the plays that they needed to when they needed to, leading them to victory.
Now let's take a look back on this. And Steve, that ought to send these folks home happy. Leading it off, it'll be Josh Bell. Swing and a miss on that curveball. It's 0-1. It's the Miami Marlins coming off a win, and you want to take as many of these 3 games. Trying again here, just 1 for 3 thus far. Swing sits this one pretty well, deep right center. And he's there to retire the side. And they're unable to make any noise here in this half inning. Joined our broadcast. Great to have you on board. 2K Sports Major League Baseball. I'm Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Kruk. And he is batting here late in the game in a crucial spot.
Well, you've got a base runner. You don't know if you're going to get another opportunity. The game may be on the line right here.
This is the chance at a game-winning RBI. Kingray will grab a bat and hit here.
They're going to go to the pinch hitter in this situation.
Swing and a liner to right center. That'll be a base hit and an RBI. And they win it. Game-winning run is across.
Walk-off win for the home team. Getting it done in extraordinary fashion. Everybody celebrating.
All right, let's do it. Here's our player of the game.
Well, you know, sometimes it doesn't matter how many hits you get, but it's when you get them. And that's how this game was decided. The one big hit of the entire game, and it's easy to see why we singled him out as the player of the game.
And Steve, that ought to send these folks home happy.
Oh, no question about it. They get the win in a close game. A lot of excitement and enthusiasm and ready for the next one.
Now that time again.